Support the He Podcast via a one-time donation, a monthly subscription from as low as $1, a lifetime membership, and purchase He's exclusive collection of merchandise. And for all other business inquiries at buymeacoffee.com/Rafi. Who is he? He is me. Hi, I'm Rafi Redzwan. This is he. Here is my chance to share some amazing stories with some amazing people that are inspiring to me. He celebrates everyday people of everyday life. He revolves around conversations that inspire others to change the world and make a difference in life, with a little bit of laughter and a whole lot of drama. Join me for personal stories and experiences on health and healing, successes and failures, recovery and discovery, anything relatable, and anything in between. He elevates us to rise again and live our very best life. Just so you know, you are not alone. He is with you. Okay, but
it's the mic, is it?
you sounded very clear though.
Now is it clear? Ke tak
Very
clear?
clear, very clear.
Now very clear. Okay,
Yes,
my
yeah.
AirPods. Okay lah, because I feel like my AirPods pun, because I use it for gym and whatnot. So
Mm-mm.
maybe I don't know. Yeah, yeah, the sweat
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
in between. I don't know lah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
It's
Okay,
very
all right,
clear.
Rafi.
I
Okay.
don't see it interrupted. Haris Zakariah rediscovers the man he aspires to be through the reflection of himself. In this episode, he talks about what drives him to be the person he is and how he strives to empower the lead in life with independence and confidence. The personification of the man in the mirror reflects a greater image through the lenses of change towards becoming a charismatic man in his profession. As a husband and a father, he sees not only himself, his entire family and friends are fostering the desire for him to search deeper into finding his purpose, which entails a rewarding and joyous sense of living an enriching and meaningful life. This is his story. Hi, Haris.
Hello, hi Rafi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, and thank you for joining me in this conversation. I've been writing this topic for a while, and I'm so glad that you chose Man in the Mirror.
Yeah, I would like to say, firstly, thank you to you. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I've not done a podcast before, but I feel like this is a great opportunity for me personally. And yeah, Man in the Mirror.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, with from the options that were given, I feel like
Uh-huh.
that's the one that's most relatable to me. Yeah,
Yes,
so yeah,
wonderful.
that's why I chose that one. Yeah,
And I feel Man in the Mirror is, to me, when I look at myself in the mirror, is a self-reflection. Basically,
correct.
to
Yeah,
look into you and find who you truly are. And I think this conversation is about how it's about what makes you the person you are today and what elevates and
yeah.
empowers you to lead a life with independence and how to be a charismatic man in your career, especially how fatherhood has changed you. I believe that you have a baby.
Yes, correct.
Uh,
Yeah. So basically, yeah, I just became a dad to a baby boy back in July last year. So it's been about
so
he's 7 months old now. So it's a
seven
whole
months.
life changing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
that's,
whole life changing experience for my wife and I.
I love that age. They're such a cute baby
Yes, yeah, yeah,
to see them growing, and then I would kiss a lot every time I
yeah.
see
I
my
mean,
son.
it's a whole life changing
Uh,
experience. I think like I speak for like every new parent. When you
yes, yes,
you wouldn't really know it until you actually have a son or a daughter. When you have a child, like you're a baby, your whole life changes. You start seeing things from a whole new perspective. You don't just see things just for yourself, your wife, your parents, and your siblings and
Mm,
whatnot. You start seeing things from his point of view. In my case,
indeed,
in
indeed.
terms of how I carry out myself,
Yeah,
and also just everything I do in life. So I start thinking from his point of view. What
yeah,
would benefit him most. Because I
yeah.
believe that like that's my priority now. I mean, for my wife and I, it's just
Yes.
to cater to whatever that he needs, and having him is the biggest blessing that I've
Yeah.
gotten in his life, and I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
and this conversation, I want to know how fatherhood has changed you, especially
yep,
to live a life with purpose. Now I think
yeah.
you have rediscovered yourself to an enriching, a positive and meaningful life. Now, in your definition, Haris, what is man in the mirror in your journey and what does it mean to your life?
Okay, so I feel like man in the mirror in itself, when you read that sentence, you can already see the definition from it. It's basically a man looking in the mirror, and you see a self reflection of yourself through the mirror, and that
Mhm,
also relates to the point that I said earlier about point of view. It's basically
mhm,
you looking at it from your own point of view, a reflection of your own point of view. And I think Michael Jackson has a song called "Man in the Mirror," which is very popular, very famous. And how
mhm,
he sees it is it's about making a change in the world to make it better. So, from my point of view, how I take that
mhm,
personally is to making the world a better place, but more of making the world for my family, my own personal world, a better place.
mhm,
So, like for now,
mhm,
it's always been my family, my parents, my siblings, my friends, my close circle of friends,
mhm,
and now it's my wife, who I've been married to for the past 3 years, and I'm very thankful and glad for her.
mhm,
And my boy, my son, the past 7 months. So I think more of like a reflection of like my point of view of the close circles and what's around me
yeah,
and what surrounds me, and yeah, just how
yeah,
I get on
yeah,
from that point of view lah. Yeah,
mhm. What has led you to be on this journey? How do you see yourself in this self-discovery journey and that's
yeah,
important and meaningful to you?
yeah. So I think like I mean I'm relating it to being a dad, but
Mhm,
I feel like it wasn't really like a choice. It's more of like a blessing that was given by God. So more of like my wife and I, we didn't really plan it, but we did kind of briefly talk about it, about being parents. I know how much she has been wanting to be a mom and more, and I've always wanted to be a dad. And also when the chance came, 3 years being married, it just came, and I felt like it was a perfect timing because it was at the time when we've been married for 3 years. We've had, although we got married during the pandemic, we've managed to do as much as we can as a couple because we were dating for about nine. We've been dating for about 9 years,
mhm.
and we did
Ah,
long distance, and we've had a lot of experiences already. And I feel like that journey that I've had with her kind of just automatically led to us having a baby, and having my baby boy is a huge life changing journey, because
mhm,
now when I look at myself in the mirror, when I
mhm.
get ready for work or when I get ready to go out or do anything, I don't just see myself or my wife. I see him. I
Mm,
see a reflection of him because I
yes,
see him in
yes,
myself. You know,
yes, yes, yes.
yeah. So that I
Wow.
believe is a very powerful sentiment, simply because like, you start seeing things like I said from his point of view. So like okay, before this I used to go to work. Yeah, why do you go to work? Because you want to get a stable income. You want to build your career and whatnot, and you kind of want to utilize what you've learned from your degree, and in my case my MBA as well. But
Mhm,
I feel like now that I have him, the purpose has elevated to such a high level that everything I do now, I feel
mhm,
like it's for him, yeah, and it's
mhm.
great, yeah,
I love listening to that. My son is
yeah,
now almost 7, and I speak a lot
yeah,
about reflection because, it's been wonderful to have a son, but now every decision that I have to make will affect him.
definitely,
Um,
definitely, I agree with you.
and my past does not define him and does not define me either. But I love talking to fathers like you. And I've been talking to a lot of fathers recently,
Yeah,
despite the fact that throughout the whole season that I've been doing, I have had talked to a lot of women. To
yeah,
have this perspective on men, on becoming a father, I think it's very refreshing because we often neglect the importance of father in children's life. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Can
I know
because
exactly what you mean.
men are not supposed to cry. A man not supposed to be a homemaker like me. Man not
Yeah,
supposed to have emotion, stuff like that. to be
Yeah.
able to hear from someone like you and really speak about reflection in your journey
Yeah.
and to acknowledge that you know how challenging it is and how wonderful it is at the same time give you a whole new meaning to your life than you were before when you were single,
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
And now
Correct. Yeah.
everything you do, you would think of him. You would think of your
Yeah.
son and be like, okay, I gotta think that when I see myself in the mirror, okay, I don't just see myself, I see the face of my son because
Definitely, man. Yeah.
his
Definitely.
future will be also your future. So it's
Yep.
important for you to look at yourself and be like, oh, okay, I gotta take this responsibility and be the best I can so that I can, I don't want to say provide because I don't provide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose like it's different for every
Yes.
father, you know. I mean,
Yes.
every dad is out there, and every parent. Yeah, but yeah, yeah. I get what you say.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah,
I cannot
yeah,
compare
yeah,
to you and I because I don't work.
yeah,
So I understand the need to be the provider, be responsible because
yeah,
your son is everything, right?
yeah. Exactly. Yes,
Mm,
yes. He means the
wow.
world to me. So
Yes, yes, yes. Now, how
yeah,
does it feel that you have become a father than
yeah.
you were single before? And can you share your experience? I would love to know how fatherhood has changed you.
Basically, firstly, what I can say is, I mean, being a father and being a parent for both my wife and I is like it's been a surreal experience. I mean, during that time when the whole process was, labor and I mean not just labor actually, so the whole
Mm-mm,
pregnancy journey, you know, from the start.
mm-mm,
So the whole process was very tiring journey, but at the same time, it was a very fulfilling journey
mm-mm,
when you actually see your baby, you know, being born out
mm-mm,
and you see the first moments, you know, and the first few months. But yeah, so like to answer your question, it's more of like looking at things from different point of view, you know, different perspectives, different views, more like so like for myself, what I can say is like even within myself, right? Like I said earlier, like as a father now, as a son to my parents, as a big brother to my younger brother, as a little brother to my sisters and my siblings, as a
mm-mm,
husband to my wife, as a colleague, even like I start seeing things from like a whole different perspective. You know, you start seeing things from different angles. So I don't see things how I used to see it as a pre-fatherhood Haris. You
mm-mm,
know, I see
mm-mm,
things from like I mentioned earlier, like from his point of view. Also start seeing
mm-mm,
things from my wife's point of view as well, being more understanding. You know, being more I suppose like more reliable. I mean more a huge sense of responsibility from both
mm-mm.
parties, like for my wife and
Yeah.
I. But because we are now parents, so you know it's not just about like for example, like if you a very simple explanation, let's say after work, you know, I go
Mm-mm,
home and I see her and we start thinking about dinner plans. Where would you like to go for dinner? Before this, we could always just pop to like a nearby restaurant or just anywhere and just have a good time or just, you know, join our friends for like a catch up or something. But then now you got to think about him. We're going to think
mm-mm,
about, you know, like where would you know, he fit in all of this, and basically how he fits in is basically like, you know, he has to be there with us. So if we're comfortable with bringing him, then we
mm-mm.
would. So like you have to see where like the place that where we want to go, you know, a
Yeah.
restaurant or a coffee shop, even a mall, even it has to be very baby friendly.
Yeah.
So if it's not baby friendly, you know, stroller wise or
Yes.
carrier wise, you know, it would, you know, I mean, it would be something that we would just, you know, just be like, you know what, it's not worth it. Because it's
Mm-mm,
not worth it because we would know exactly what we would have to deal with in terms of his preparations, like any parent would say, you know, his milk, the bottles, the clothes, the diapers, the Muslims, and you know the whole lot, the whole package that you
mm-mm,
would need in a diaper bag, like in a baby bag. So yeah, so from my point of view, it's like how it has changed me is that yeah, you start seeing things from his point of view, not just his point of view, so from my wife's point of view, but
mm-mm.
more of like from a daddy's father kind of point of view, like not just Haris
Yeah.
the husband, Haris the son, like I mentioned earlier, the brother
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Mm-mm.
It's Haris father now, and it's a huge responsibility, and it's something that you know I'm cherishing, and I'm just trying to do better than good enough, trying to do my best. You
Mm-mm. Have you ever felt like your I don't want to say freedom. Have you ever felt like something has been taken from you? Personally, I feel I
Okay.
lost my freedom. I lost a lot of
Yeah.
freedom, and I'm still struggling. I've been married for 10 years
Yeah.
now. Now my son is almost 7, maybe 9 years. Okay, I've been married for 9 years, almost 10 years now. He's almost 7. I'm still struggling with dealing
Mm,
with freedom.
mm,
Freedom in that sense mean like, now that he's 7, I cannot
yeah.
talk with my friends while he's around
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, because he
because
understands things a
he
lot better now as well.
exactly
Yeah.
he picks
Yeah. Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. It picks up.
remember as young as 7 months or 1 year
Mm-hmm.
old, he understood some of the words that were actually, said to him. Like if
Wow.
I said I
Wow.
wanted to,
Yeah.
do something, he would
Yeah.
cry. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I don't mean harm, but he would understand it and be like react, just
Yeah.
almost like a
Yeah.
reflex.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mm, have you ever felt like that? Like as
Yeah.
being a
So
father,
I
it has
think,
been taken away. Yeah.
yeah. So like, I mean, when you say freedom, right? So like,
Mm-mm,
even before I became a dad, like freedom was, I mean, like it was different from a transition. I think like this reflects more towards chapters in life, like a book. You
mm-mm,
know,
mm-mm,
like if I personally in my journey, I'll just share some personal experiences that I left home to go to a boarding school at the age of 17. So that was a big step for me. I went to UK.
mm-hmm.
I studied in a boarding school for about 2 years, did my A level. So to me, even that transition,
Wow.
leaving your family, leaving home and leaving your parents and just living on your own,
Mm-mm,
obviously with support and whatnot. But it's just like that transition in itself was already a big life changing experience. So from a young age,
mm-hmm,
I've had multiple transitions. So I
mm,
feel like that helped me, so going to Somerset, and then from Somerset I went to London, Queen Mary University, and I was there
wow.
for a few years, and I then I went on to do my MBA in
Wow.
Melbourne. So I think that the culture change and the people that I've met and I've dealt with, so I feel that whole diversity has shaped me to the person that I am today. So I think like now relating back to the question, like freedom, but
Mm-hmm,
freedom has, to me, it has always been about uh, priority. When you set your priorities, you know what you want to achieve for the
mm-hmm,
day, for the week, for the month, for the year, even and
mm-hmm,
whatnot.
mm-hmm.
You can always find time.
Yeah.
But I do agree, like with what you said, that freedom is not really there anymore as much, especially in the first few months.
Mm-mm.
Even now, actually, even like for my wife and I. Obviously now that when you have a newborn and if you don't have like a nanny
Yeah.
or like and when then it's just you and your wife, then it's very difficult. But I'm very blessed and lucky because I've got very supporting in-laws, my
Mm-hmm,
mother-in-law, my
mm-mm,
in-law siblings, and also
mm-mm,
my family. They're very very supportive. So that's
mm-mm.
okay. So we still can afford to have a bit of freedom when we do
Yes.
spend time with them. They can kind of take
Ah.
him from us. But when you say freedom from the sense of like an individual perspective, in terms of being able to do exactly what I always want to do every day. No, I do not have that anymore, but I still get to do like my own things. But it's all about coming up with a schedule, like a plan with my
Mm-mm,
partner. And
mm-mm,
she is like a rock, she's very, very supportive. So I try to
mm-mm.
do the same for her, but I know I feel like that's the reason why she's my better half,
Yeah.
because she gets me, she understands me A to
Mm-mm,
Z. She reads me like a book, and I feel like she gives me that freedom. So even if I don't get it as much now with my baby boy being around, she still gives it to me, and that's
mm-mm.
something that I will never take for granted, and I'm very thankful for. Lah. But yeah,
Yes.
but then again, back to the thing, back to the main question. Yeah, the freedom aspect. Obviously, when you become a parent, I think any new parent would say that you don't get freedom anymore because, the morning shift, afternoon day shift, the night shift. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not really that lah. But I feel like if you plan it, you make time, you just try
Mm-hmm,
to kind of come up with a planner on like your workout schedules, your times you want to catch up with your friends. So like you gotta share the responsibility. I wouldn't say it's a burden because it's not a burden, it's a blessing.
no. Yes.
So
Yes.
if you share the
Yes.
responsibility between your partner and yourself,
Yeah.
you can do it. I mean, it can be done because people do it
Mm-hmm,
and they still carry on with their lives. There are full-time working parents, and how they do it is obviously they've got support from like their parents,
mm-hmm,
and maybe they send to like a school, nursery or whatnot. But like I feel like with my wife and I, we are very particular. We don't how do you say, like in Malay you say lepas tangan. You know, we don't lepas tangan.
Yeah.
We try to be as hands-on as we can. I try to be as hands-on as I can. You know, I do as much as I can. If I cannot be there to supervise him and like play with him, I'll try and at least do the other things, like, you know, washing the bottles, washing the pumps, and just doing the other stuff. So and then we kind of take turns. So when it's my turn to play with him, she would do, you know, the opposite.
And I love the fact that you take your time to play sports too for your well-being.
Yeah,
You know,
I've always been a sports person from a
I
young
like the
age.
fact
Yeah,
that
I can't live without sports. Yeah,
that can be your sort of time off from all these
yeah,
duties. At the same time,
yeah.
it's good for your
Yes, yes,
physical health and
it is. It is.
for your mental health as well. And I love the fact that you do that.
Yes,
You know.
yeah. I need to, because I feel like if I don't do it, like that's my like that's the way of me expressing myself. You know, just like we're not really expressing. I mean, it's more of like, you know, just trying to stay fit. I mean,
Yeah.
basically, essentially, to not be get fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, just to try to be,
Yes.
you know, be fit,
Healthy.
like keep
Yeah.
be
Yes.
healthy. Yeah, yeah, that's
Healthy.
the right
Yes.
word. Yeah, healthy. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good for you,
Yeah.
Haris.
Thank you,
And
thank you, thank you.
what are the challenges you face today, and how do you cope with it? And throughout this journey, can you share your
Yeah.
defining moment in this journey?
Okay, that's a good question, very good question. But there's a lot of answers to it. I'm just to think of the best one, you know.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So what? Sorry, just to repeat, is that what are my challenges
Yes.
and what's my defining moment and what have I done to overcome it? Right? Okay.
Yes.
So I think the challenges. Um, there are many challenges. There are currently many challenges that I face in life. I think even from before I became a dad. But currently, as of right now, it's more about balancing my time. I think that's the biggest challenge. There are a few other challenges as well, but I think time management is number one.
Number one.
And I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, I think
Mhm.
because, you know, when you have so many things that you want to do, it's very difficult to fit everything into 24 hours, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you get like at least 6 hours of sleep. I try to get six. I don't always get six, you know. I try to, what I've done to overcome it. Okay, now what I've done to overcome it is basically I've come up with a new routine where I try to wake up a lot earlier than I used to. So like 8 a.m. used to be early for me, but 8 a.m. is now late. For me,
Mm.
what's early is like 5 in the morning. So I try to get up by 5:30
Yeah.
and do my prayers. Yeah, I'm quite religious that way, you can say. So I try to do my prayers and I
Yeah.
try to get my day started after my Fajr prayers. And
Mhm.
then I get on with checking my emails and work. And then I get onto the office. But before that, maybe get some washing done with the
Mhm.
bottles when I can.
Mhm.
But I feel like, yeah, waking up, no, time management was the problem. And then how I overcome it is just, well, managing my time in a sense
Mm.
where if I wake up early, I realize that I can do so much more. Like when I
Mm.
say early, it's like really, really early, that earlier than even before. Like
Mhm.
I never thought I could even do it, you know, until I just told myself, you know what, you don't have a choice. You want to play
Mhm.
tennis, you want to play football, you want to go for a run, you want to do what you want to do before, you want to watch your football highlights on YouTube, or I want to, you know, surf the news, you know, on my iPad, you know, I want to start reading, do my reading, my own personal time. I need to do it early in the morning. I mean, that's the only time that I get to actually do it. But that doesn't mean that, you know, my partner doesn't give me the luxury of, you know, like playing sports after work and whatnot. She does a lot actually, in fact. So, but it's just something I feel, because I've always been a person where I can't sit still. That's the other issue. I have to be
Yeah.
doing something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to be doing something. If not, I don't feel like I'm productive. And I
Mm-mm.
try to achieve too much, and maybe sometimes that could be a weakness. You know, you try to do too many things. You need to kind of like, you know, take a step back. Sometimes you realize that, you know, that sometimes it's better to just rest. That's what my wife just says sometimes. She says this one quote to me.
Mhm.
Sometimes the best thing you can do, the most productive thing you can do is rest and recover. And actually, she's right. But
Yeah.
I've always been so, you know, just so full on passionate on just um doing the most I can from the day. You know,
Mm.
like when it's a
Mm-mm.
seat day, you know, you just try to do the most, because I feel that if I don't do what I know I can, I
Mhm.
feel like it's a waste. I wasted a day, and I hate
Mm.
wasting time.
Mm-mm.
Time is
Mm-mm.
very important, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I
Yes, it
hate,
does.
yeah, yeah,
And the fact that you spoke about spiritual practice in this journey is also
Yeah,
important. I think I've never been that religious in the past. I'm slowly getting into that religious path, and
that's good. Yeah,
practicing has given me some form of peace as well. So when you start your day early, I get a lot done too.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And
I know exactly what you mean. You
to
get
prep
so much done, so
can get
much,
so much done, and
so
especially when
much
you
done. Yeah,
start with that prayer first.
yeah. Because
Um,
that is the best start to
can
the day. You
oh
speak to your Lord, and then you realize that
yes,
you know
yeah.
what, whatever problems or whatever blessings that you get, it's all come down to Him. So
Mm-mm.
you got to be thankful for it, being grateful, realizing
Yes,
that you actually have a lot more than what you thought
yes.
you did. I mean, that's realizing that.
Betul.
And
And
I'm thankful. Yeah, for that.
the
Yeah.
fact that I saw a lot of my Christian friends, Buddhist, Hindu, diorang semayang tau.
Yeah.
Kan diorang pray sebelum
Yeah.
makan ke, and they do that, and then I'm like,
Mm.
why haven't I done anything like that? And then feel like something, because I see it's quite fulfilling to start your
It
day with
is.
that,
It
kan?
is. It is.
So,
Memang very
oh,
fulfilling.
I'm,
Sebab
I'm
because you
glad
get.
you
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm
you
glad for
glad.
you too, because I know
Oh,
you're doing it too. So when you see like
mm-mm.
someone else doing it, and can relate to you, I mean, it feels good. Yeah,
Kan? Oh.
yeah, betul betul betul.
And then when you, it's not just a habit now, tau, you see.
Mm-mm.
Your body clock, they call it body clock. When you start to like form a habit that
Mm-mm.
it fits, or it's done for a purpose. So I will automatically wake up at 4 macam tu. Okay, for example,
Mm.
and then
Yeah,
you know what 4 a.m. in the morning usually people do is to do that little prayer
yeah,
before you
yeah,
start your subuh, for example.
yep,
And then
yep.
while my son is still sleeping, masa tu lah I will like start writing my episode. Baru
Mm-mm.
ada idea. Tapi when during the day tu kadang you, like you said, YouTube, Instagram, and you
I
still
mean,
want to play
you kind of get,
sports,
yeah, yeah, sports.
distracted. Yeah,
Distracted. Yes, that's the word.
distracted.
Yeah, that's the word.
Exactly.
Yeah, distracted.
And then
Yeah.
the sound of the morning, and then in my comparison to the day, it's different, The
Mm.
noise, the white
Betul
noise,
betul. Betul. I
can
agree with you
oh,
completely. Yeah.
I don't remember that when I was single. I think it means a lot to me now that I'm a parent.
Mm.
Those
Definitely.
time.
Yeah.
Kita dulu, I remember during those hours, kita lepak, dengan kawan-kawan,
Mm-mm.
dia punya
Lepak
calmness is,
dekat mama and just
mama, it's
chill.
different,
Yeah, just like
exactly.
yeah, it's different.
But
It's
not as a
different. Yeah.
parent, while they asleep, I'm like, this is my time. This
Yes.
is my time
Y-
to chill.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
just to scroll on Instagram while waiting for subuh, kadang. Post
Betul betul
story ke
betul.
apa, and then I'm done with
Ah,
it. I'll post the next day lah. I mean, during the day, tengoklah siapa watch
ah,
the story, siapa like. I see Haris like my
mm-mm.
post. Okay, he does.
Support bro. Keep the support going.
Exactly. And I will watch your story ke. Okay, all right, now I
Ah.
know who Haris is. But, so basically,
I know.
yeah. But thank you for the support, Haris. And
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
but with that I think we understand people as well, and we will
Mm,
try to like be better in that sense, because we I learn a lot from you too, Aris. I do. And
yeah,
just by
that's good.
looking on the surface of your social media, although social media can be a distraction, sometimes it can affect
Yeah,
my mental
yeah,
health, because oh my god,
it does.
why this person is not me, why am I not Oprah, macam tu. And then I just like
Don't
to
worry,
keep my
don't worry. There are a lot more better people. Better in the sense where they're like, I don't know the right word. Yeah, yeah. You get what I mean.
I don't know why I even go there, but
I wouldn't say better lah. I mean that again, you see
yeah,
all these like celebrities, right? I think like as
yeah,
us growing up, like you want to be like
yeah,
for me personally, it's
uh,
athlete. Like I love
huh,
Liverpool Football Club, so like
yeah,
it has to be like Steven
huh,
Gerrard. I don't know if you watch football, but if you watch football, like he is an
no,
idol. Like I would be like,
but I know
why
him.
can't I be like yeah, you know him. Yeah, so why can't
Yeah,
I play football like him? Why can't I be like him? You always have that, but it's good to have that because that's like your role model. And then you try to work
yeah,
towards being the best version of yourself to emulate that. But then remember, the main thing is to be yourself because that's all you can do, right? You try to be someone else,
yes,
then it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work, and it's not
Yeah,
authentic.
it's not gonna
Yeah,
work.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly.
Betul, betul. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Well
Mm.
said, well said. I also like now. I know this is just really, it's a really, it's stupid to ask you this, but
Yeah, I mean, it's a podcast.
what is your source of strength?
Okay, my source of strength. Oh, hmm. Source of strength. That's
Yes.
a very
What
good
keeps you
question.
up? What keeps your
Okay.
energy going? Like what
Mm.
I know you
I mean,
mentioned spiritual prayers.
yeah. So spiritual practice, 100% definitely. My religion is my number one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's more. But I feel like, I mean, I could always say, I mean, and this is the real answer is that it's my family, family and my
Mm,
close friends, people
mm,
that really, really know me.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
my number one strength would be my wife and my
Mm-hmm,
son and
mm-hmm,
my mom and
mm-hmm.
my my parents and my siblings as well. So that they are my number one strength in terms of the support that they've given me from such a young age, and also throughout every obstacles that I face in my life.
Yeah,
But in looking at it from a different point of view, from my own personal point of view, what's my strength?
yeah.
What keeps me going is basically like my religion. I mean, like my family. Yes, I mean it's still my
Mm,
family, but it's
mm,
also my religion. Like when you have that belief, that faith, I feel like
mm, mm,
you start seeing the bigger purpose. Like my main um thought process now is when I start just basically looking at things is like you start seeing things from different points of views.
mm.
Like you start um seeing things from whoever that you encounter in life, right? You start seeing things from their point of view.
Yeah.
So this person could be like, let's say, okay, random day, for example, referee, you yourself, when
Mm,
you go to the supermarket, you buy something, you buy bread, you buy banana, whatnot, whatever that it is that you buy. When you even make that transaction, I feel like that communication that you have with the person that's cashier, even you can see things from their point of view. You start like, I mean, it's a bit deep. I know I'm going a bit deep, but it's just, I feel like religion has given me that
mm,
perspective in life.
mm, mm.
That's what you start. I don't know what's the right word. It's more of selfless, more like, I mean, less
Yeah.
selfish, more like being grateful. I'm very, very
Mhm,
thankful. I'm very,
mhm,
very thankful for. Then again, that relates to what I currently have: my family,
mhm.
my boy, my wife.
Yeah.
The
Mm,
sports. Opportunities to play sports. I've been injured many times, and like just
mm,
recently, actually, I was out
mm,
of sports for a year. I did physio,
mm,
and
mm.
I was out from football for the longest time, and that's a very tough moment for me, because I
Yes.
couldn't play sports. So you know what I did? All I did was playing FIFA on
Mm,
my PlayStation, which is great, which I do anyway. But I just did that a bit
mm.
too much because I couldn't,
Yeah.
like reflect that gameplay in real life.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
other
okay.
than obviously like work and
Yeah,
whatnot. Yeah,
yeah,
but I feel
yeah.
like, yeah, back to the question again. So what keeps me going is other than my family and my close friends, the religion. Yeah, religion gives you purpose.
Mhm.
Purpose in life,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's very strong. And I'm sure you can relate to it as well.
Oh, yes. I think purpose is something I still strive to find.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Despite what I have around me, I'm still figuring out my purpose. I mean, I know my
yeah.
purpose is to serve God. Yeah,
God,
to
yeah,
serve as a servant. Our purpose is to serve. But
yeah,
on top of other purposes, I know I have to be a provider to care for my son and then to take care of my family. But I
yeah.
cannot deny the fact that there are days I would feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Um,
Exactly. Yeah,
why am I in this? Why am I
yeah,
chosen for this? Or why am I
yeah,
dealing with this even? But the roller coaster ride will continuously be there. I think happiness and ultimately, like, even being sad is not always there. It's always happy and then okay and then stable
yeah.
and then something
But
happen.
that's life.
That's
That's
life,
life.
exactly. So
Ups and
even at
downs.
this age,
Yeah.
Haris, I think I'm almost 40 now.
Mm,
Um, people told me that when I reach 40 would be like my turning point in life. Um,
yeah,
I will continue to learn. I will strive to find my purpose, and my purpose will change across the time.
definitely,
As I get older,
definitely.
as my son gets, becoming a teenager, an adult, I think
Yeah,
our purpose will continuously evolve throughout the time too. So
definitely.
I'm trying to take myself away from that narrative.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That that one purpose I thought it would be, which is to serve God, but and then with other purposes in life that you have is to for your family and to do
Yeah,
things you love to do. And then some of the things I cannot do anymore because of, where I am today, because
yeah,
where I live, maybe financial constraint. I no longer, earn the way I used to, but
yeah,
depending on my spouse. And
yeah.
even, Haris, to this point of my life, I'm even questioning about a lot of things again. So that is something it was concerning to me. Why am I questioning it now when the decision was made 10 years ago? You know what I mean? So
Sure.
and I've
Yeah,
been talking to a lot of people. They said it's normal to feel like that because you're a person with emotion.
yeah,
As when you feel down, you will start thinking A. And as when you feel up, you start thinking B. And then when you
yeah.
feel okay, you start thinking C. And then you go back to A.
Correct.
So that
Exactly.
cycle, I just need to understand myself better that it's okay to feel that way and just don't take it too far.
Yeah.
Um,
So I
you
think
know?
like back to that,
Mm,
like what you just said. Like, no, it's great. Thanks for sharing that. And I feel like one main key thing is know that you're. I mean, you're never always alone. So like
mm,
I can relate this to my sports event. So like I support Liverpool Football Club. The
mm,
motto is YNWA. You'll never walk alone. So I
mm,
live with that ever since a young
mm,
age. With my dad, he's the next biggest Liverpool fan that I know. So I
mm,
know that I'm never alone. I mean, obviously,
mm,
you have God. You can always go to God, but in terms of like,
mm,
physically, like your family, your close friends. So, you're not alone. You can ask for your help, and it's okay to just like, accept support. Sometimes you need to have accept support. But the main thing is the mindset, positive mindset. It's obviously a lot easier saying it when you're not in a hole or something, you're out of it. But having a very positive mindset, positive outlook,
mm,
generally, just always maintain it constantly, is great.
mm,
No matter
mm,
how tough life gets, and it is tough, for many people. I know, I'm sure,
mm,
but it's just
mm.
how you think and how you come up
Yeah.
with that mindset,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
know that when you need help, ask for it. I mean, because for me personally, what I can say is, I mean, it's a bit of a personal experience. What I can say is, I'm a
Mm,
very personal guy in the sense that I like to not
mm,
ask for help when I do not think that I
mm.
need it. But sometimes I'm
Yeah.
a bit hard on myself. I know that I need to get
Yeah.
some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
This could be just like, a simple thing. Could be like,
Betul.
maybe like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
simple
Yeah.
physician. But then sometimes you
Yes.
just like, you know what, you can do it, you can handle it, but you have to
Mm-mm.
know your limits as well. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that.
I think when you know your limit, that's when you need to be a
Yeah,
bit more apa? Like for me, put my ego side to ask help.
exactly. Yeah,
Kan?
yeah.
Sometimes
Betul, betul,
we
betul,
men
betul.
we think like we don't need help, but
You can
eventually
do
kan
everything. You can be the Superman.
I exhaust myself and then like finally like oh I can't do it anymore. I need help. I have to ask my wife for the
Exactly.
help or even my parents or friends if I
Betul,
have
betul.
to.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes for me kan I have this ego tau. Like the ego
Mm.
to not ask for help because I can do this. I'm better, but I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now when I see the man in the mirror, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's okay to ask for help because it's always not what you see in the mirror. It's always like what's behind it too. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
So
I
now
know
I
exactly what
know.
you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, now I know that
Yeah.
it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be in trouble. Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
did all the work, and Alhamdulillah, Haris, I I recovered from that very traumatic experience.
Alhamdulillah, that's great, but I
Alhamdulillah.
feel like, I'm sure you seek support, your family, your close
I did.
friends, your
Yeah,
spouse,
yeah.
and all that. And then also you got whatever help that you needed, to get through that. And you
Mm,
didn't give up,
I
and at the
didn't.
same time, you also applied a positive mindset because you
Mm-mm.
kept on believing that you could get through it, and you did. And Alhamdulillah, that's great, you know.
Yeah,
Just gotta keep
and
going. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep pushing
exactly.
and gotta, see light at the end of the tunnel.
Indeed,
Yeah,
indeed, very true
yeah,
indeed.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
recently, I have to share also with you that I think I nearly lost my son
Oh, oh no,
due to drowning. We were
drowning.
in the
Oh,
living room, and then he was walking by the pool, and
yeah.
then he fell, and nobody knew he fell.
Oh my God.
And then it was 4.5 feet deep. He's just
Oh
four
no.
feet. And then you know what? And then the maid came and said Ryan just was saved from drowning. He actually saved himself. He couldn't save himself, he would have died
Wow.
drowning. Kan?
Wow.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Allahu Akbar.
that's crazy.
Oh,
That's
then,
insane.
oh,
Like,
there
I mean,
were,
wow. Wow,
okay,
wow.
I don't know if
Wow.
I neglect, but I don't think I did because he wouldn't go in there except he fell. Tapi
Yeah,
because
because
it's
it was
like,
an accident, kan? He
you know,
slipped,
dia
kan? That's what you
fell, dia
mentioned.
slip because he was just playing there. Tau. Selalu dia tahu he wouldn't get in the pool and then he will ask my permission.
He memang tak boleh swim lah. I mean, like, he doesn't know how to swim.
He no okay lah. That's why he went to the corner and slowly go to the staircase and up, and he was in shock.
I see. Yeah, that's
But he
very,
was
very
ah
terrifying lah.
and then I asked him. He
I
said
can't
he
imagine.
wanted to take the ball on the other side.
Hmm.
Kita tengah sembang-sembang in the living room kan, tak nampak.
Oh, tak nampak.
Allahu Akbar, ya Allah ya Tuhanku. Kalau kat US ni, I would have gone to jail if he died.
It would have been like,
I
sorry
would
to say, but yeah, terrible parenting from their government's point of view lah,
they
kan?
would consider as neglect.
Neglect lah, kan? Neglect, parent
If he
neglect or
died,
something. Yeah.
Kat Malaysia, I tak tahu.
I mean, although unintentionally, but like it's still your responsibility lah, kan? I mean, as
Yes.
parents, you need to always be alert. I mean, that's
Yes.
just
Kalau kena kat US ni, I would have been in jail. I would have been
that's
sentenced
scary, man. That's so scary.
manslaughter ke apa.
Yeah,
Third
definitely.
degree. Ya Allah, tapi kan
Tapi
whatever
nasib baik,
happens,
alhamdulillah,
nasib baik.
he's okay kan, nasib baik. So
Astaghfirullah.
your mate, saw the whole thing lah. I mean, was there.
When she saw he was already out,
Thank God.
maknanya,
At least he managed to get out. That means that
itulah dia.
he beat it himself, like you said, you know. So that's a blessing, you know.
That's really a blessing, Haris. I mean, I could have changed my life. So
Yeah,
the reason I brought this up, because earlier I did speak about, I question a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
I spoke about freedom. This is in my journey, Haris. I talk about this because it's really
I know. Thanks for sharing. You know, I appreciate it.
as
Thank you
a
for sharing.
parent.
Yeah.
But you know, peluk dia. I macam thank God. I sujud syukur. I macam thank you for saving his life and thank you for giving him the intelligence to actually save his life. Save
I know.
his
I mean,
life.
I can't imagine if I was in your position. You know, if it was me, like I would have just jumped into the pool with my phone or whatever. I don't even care. Like at that moment in time, just jump and save my boy, my kid. You know, but like Alhamdulillah, you know, like you know, he managed to get out himself. You know, no, don't worry. I feel like from my point of view, if I were you, you maybe in life lesson you can take is, you know, like always be careful. Now that you know you have a pool, maybe it's best to like just giving some just my own thoughts lah. Okay, to this maybe like he can go for swimming classes. I don't know if he already is, you know, maybe just to prepare or create like a barrier, you know, like protection kan, or like, you know, I mean,
Must to be careful. I mean,
be careful, be extra careful.
Extra careful. And then I think I also need to say, like a lot of parents, I think sometimes we, like you said earlier, sometimes we take things for granted. Kan? We must be careful with all this, the best we can to make sure that.
I think as humans, it's like second nature. You know, you start thinking like, oh, I mean, it's normal to feel like, you know, greedy. You want more. You always want more because you always believe like you can do more. And sometimes you just need to accept the fact that you are where you are, and you should just accept that, you know, and try and be the best version of yourself to whoever it is, and most importantly, to yourself. You gotta be fair on yourself. You can't be too hard on yourself, you know.
Well said. And you mentioned about lesson recently. What is your most valuable lesson in life? And what are the words you hold to? What are the words of wisdom you hold to? Perhaps share your advice on how to live well and find oneself again.
Most valuable lesson in life. I mean, that's a big question because there's a lot of lessons actually I've overcome throughout my life from a very young age up till now. But I'm just thinking of one experience which I would personally like to share. Would be basically like right now. What I can say is about. Sorry, let me just paraphrase my words. Leading like comes back down to my the issue that I'm facing. Most challenging time right now would be about finding a time management. Okay, so maybe leading a balanced life between my work, my family, my friendships, and the stuff that I have going on in my life. Because I think finding a balance in everything that you do. Like what my wife always tells me,
Mhm.
even whatever I do in my life, like with sports actually mainly now, but like more like doing things in moderation. So if I want to play tennis, finding the moderation, I mean, don't play like every day or 4 or 5 times a week. Football as well, try and maybe, segregate the hours,
Yeah.
so it's more about finding the balance. And also like, yeah, you work very, very hard. You work from early morning, but don't try to, carry that work back home in terms of just continuing work. I mean, deadlines are deadlines. You need to meet what you're gonna meet. But if
Yeah.
can,
Mhm.
maybe I need to be more productive, in the
Yeah.
office, more like,
Mhm.
yeah, less coffee breaks, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just focus on doing what I'm gonna do. So yeah, yeah. So my main valuable lesson, I think this is applicable to my whole life
Mhm.
and to a lot of people as well, leading a
Yeah.
balanced life.
The fact that you made time for this is
Yeah.
also, I think, one of the greatest thing that has happened to me.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
You
Yeah,
were very
thank you.
busy. You
Thank
make
you.
time for this to
Yeah,
really
earlier I was
ah
like actually, so like I was keen to do it in the morning, but I
mm,
had such a long day in office, and then I literally just
mm,
got back home. But I mean, it's not that I didn't wanna do it earlier. I mean, obviously, if we could do it earlier, then it would be great.
mm.
But it's just been a crazy month as well
But this
with
speaks a
everything.
lot. This speaks a lot
Yeah,
about you are
yeah.
finding the balance in your life. Really, you
I'm
know what I mean?
trying to do my
Huh.
best. It's not easy,
And
Yeah,
that's not, yeah, it's not
but
easy.
thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
It's not
and
easy. Yeah,
it's very courageous of you to also like make it work in the way you can and the best
yeah,
you can.
yeah.
Some
Correct.
people
Yeah,
give
correct.
up.
Well,
Some people halfway give up,
yeah,
and I understand why they do, because not everyone
it's
has
not
that
easy.
capacity, or you know, to do it.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, like the mental capacity is almost at its limit, lah. But I mean, it's more
Yeah.
like just managing it. I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm nowhere near perfect. Like I'm also struggling a lot, but it's just trying to just find the balance. But it's
Mm-mm.
something that I'm learning even from a young age, still learning even now, and I think I will still be learning it for
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the next few years or whatnot, or
Yeah.
decades even. I mean, you will always, you can always do more, and that's why
Yeah.
that finding a balanced life is very difficult. But it's all about finding the moderation, and like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well
when
said.
you get that moderation, you know how much work you actually need to do, with what you're getting paid for, family time, friends time, sports,
Me
meditating,
time.
praying, me
Me
time,
time.
me time.
Yeah.
Me time is very important, me time,
Yeah.
yeah,
Me time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, me time is very key, yeah.
Beautiful, Haris.
uh,
Beautiful. Before we end the conversation, Haris Zakariah,
okay,
what are your
yeah.
hopes and dreams for yourself, for your family, and for the world?
My hopes and dreams, I'll just keep it very, very simple and very
Yeah.
honest. My
Yeah.
hopes and dreams would just be to be happy, to be happy, content,
Yes.
happy in my life, and to be grateful, like I mentioned earlier, and to be the best version of myself that I can be to
Uh-huh.
myself. Firstly,
Uh-huh.
put
Uh-huh.
myself first, putting myself first. Reflecting on the man in the mirror. You see yourself in the mirror. So being the best version of myself. Because if I'm the best version of myself, I know I can be the best version of myself to others as well. I would hope
Yes.
so.
Yeah.
So yeah, be the best version of myself to myself, to my wife, to my parents, my mom and dad. Trying to see them a lot more often. I'm trying to do my best with that, and just trying to spend more quality time, family time with everyone that I spend
Yeah.
with. So yeah, that's my dream. I mean, like when I was young, obviously I had a whole different dream. My dream was to be, like a footballer, or
Mhm.
something like very uh, huge, like grand out there, like a very big dream. But that is obviously not always possible, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
given like like what's going on and everything. But
Mhm.
yeah, but right now, as of right now, it's just very simple, just to be happy and content, and just to do the best in whatever that I do, give it my all. And I know
Mhm.
for as long as I give it my all, it's going to be the best version of myself, with my work, with my family, with my relationships with my friends and colleagues and whatnot, sports even. I know then that I would have achieved that,
Mhm.
my dream.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can also only take care of others when you take care of yourself, when you love yourself, and then you can love others too,
yeah,
in that
exactly,
sense.
exactly. I think it's
And
very, very important. You
mm,
need to like appreciate yourself. I mean, like I know it sounds very vain and whatnot, but I feel like
mm,
you need to love yourself, man. Because if you
yeah,
don't, there's no way that you're gonna get others to love you or
Mm-mm.
you to love others, even because you start thinking about like, why am I not enough? Even maybe I don't know. I mean, I
Mm.
don't think that, no, 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 but I'm saying like, people, your thoughts can carry you away,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's very dangerous, mentally,
very, indeed, indeed.
very dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
praying
also,
really helps. Yeah,
may I think the man in the mirror is also what you see is you. It's being realistic,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Objective, realistic.
Objective.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Haris, thank you for sharing your stories with me. I think share such an, very meaningful story to me, and
No worries,
I'm
Rafi.
very
I mean,
happy
yeah.
you said yes to me, and then you come to the show, and then really give a whole new meaning to my life too.
Well, thank you. I mean, that means a lot, because for someone who hasn't met me, obviously not me,
Yeah,
who doesn't know much about
that,
me, and like, to have that influence
mm,
is great,
yeah,
And I feel
yeah,
like, from my point of view, is also like, I've never done a podcast before, like I mentioned, but I feel like this opportunity to speak, it's not
mm,
always available, and when it's there,
mm,
you should take it.
yes,
You
and
know,
thank you.
because
I
because
repeat,
as much as you've learned from me, I've also learned from you.
yeah,
I can also see, like, with the line of work that you do, and with the the conversations that you've had with people,
mm,
and the sort of message is very inspirational.
mm,
Topics ranging from all kinds of topics, lah. From the podcast that I've listened
yeah,
on the way back from work, from traffic, I've
yeah,
listened to a few. So I feel like it's great. It's really, really good. Like, what you're doing is great, and you should keep going at it. If this is your passion,
yeah,
it's not corporate, not what you were doing, but it's what makes you happy, and you have a balance in your life, right? Like what we say about time management, and
true.
you spend time with your kid. You get to be there, and you get to, you know, uh,
Mm,
also just, being the main person in the household in terms of just managing your son, and that's great. I mean, I know that's respect. It's not easy as well. It's really not easy. Like what my wife is doing, it's not easy.
it's not easy.
Very not easy. I
True.
mean, being a mother, and it's not easy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I think
it's
being a mother and
difficult.
a pregnancy and that,
Yes,
a
yeah,
lot of
what
other
they go
things.
through is like,
So
wow. Yeah,
really,
wow.
yeah, I salute.
Yeah,
I salute that.
I salute. Huge respect, 100%
Respect, indeed.
respect, man, respect. Yeah,
Haris, thank you for sharing stories with me. You are an
you're welcome.
inspiration to me, and I'm so glad. I really
Thank
am
you,
happy. You really made my day.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Haris.
No, thanks to you for the opportunity, because I mean, to me, it's a great opportunity now, and I'm very, very thankful for it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to He. A new episode is available every Thursday, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media at Rafi Ridzwan and at He Podcast for all the updates and behind the scenes. Once again, thank you for listening to He with Rafi Ridzwan.